I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it a back day. Yeah, I got game, God in a fan way. We the city of the champs, every sport we play. Spit wetter than the harbor, yeah, I'm flowing like the Charles. I be speeding on this beat, call it Turnpike Miles. Yeah, it's Boo signing on.
Welcome back, everyone, to the newest edition of Once a Week. I'm Billy Giannouloudis, and today, guys, we've got a special guest here today, Andrea Urciuoli. And if you guys haven't seen her messages that she's done with us before, you guys got a whole lot to catch up on, because every single video has something to it that I think everyone needs to hear. And today, we decided to get together because there's been this one message that's been stuck in Andrea's head. And she brought it to me, and I said, all right, this could be something right now. And you guys have probably heard this message before. It's in the Bible, but I think we hear it more and more, whether it's you're pursuing something, whether it's in the business world, whether it's just you trying to better yourself. And we figured, all right, let's try and get together to bring this to you guys. And that message is, if you build it, they will come. And now, that's probably been in the back of your memory bank for a while now, but have you ever really taken it into effect into your own personal pursuit of whatever you're doing? So when we started talking about this today, we tried to figure out, all right, how can we present this to you guys? Because if you build it, they will come. It's your starting point, meaning just start in some area. What could that be for you? But I think the struggle with a lot of us is we focus so much on the obstacles right away that we struggle to even take that first step. So let's bring it to you guys. Andrea, thank you so much for being here. Dive into it.
Thank you, Billy.
Yeah.
It's been a while.
I know, seriously.
Took a break, so
Yeah.
we're back. So thanks for having me back.
Yeah.
All right, so if you build it, they will come.
Yeah.
Sometimes I just have to say it over and over and over because a minute ago, before you, opened up the phone, you had said, but that doesn't mean it. You don't mean that in a tangible way. Is that what you said?
I don't think it has to be a materialistic value.
Right.
We look at it as if you build it, they will come. All right, I got to go out and do something. I got to write it down. I got to create a blueprint. But if you think about it, if you build it, they will come could mean so many things.
Right.
That could mean so much for your own personal identity. If you want to start being a more confident person, start being a confident person. Take that starting step.
Take that step.
And see where it goes.
So you were saying a minute ago, in the Bible, it's because of the ark and the building and the stone by stone and brick by brick. And now, in 2019, if you build it, they will come means manifest. What are you planting? What are you starting? So I was listening to this motivational speaker that somebody knew that I like to switch around and listen to different people. And when he said that, it just triggered this feeling of my past. Because I didn't have, not to knock the family, I'm not here to bash anybody, but I didn't have that foundation of somebody saying, that's what you want to do? Oh, great, you're going to do it. You'd be great at that. You got this.
Yeah.
It all had to come from my own research.
Exactly.
All the, YouTube videos and the books we read of Dr. Joe Dispenza and the meditation and sitting there saying, what do I love? Like, what is purposeful to me?
Yeah.
What do I want to do with my life, and how do I want to plant these seeds, and who do I want to meet? And as soon as I started to think about, if I'm going to build this, I have no idea how I'm going to do this.
Yeah.
Who's going to come my way? But that's what this video is about.
Yeah.
It's in your mind. You're thinking about it. You possibly put it on paper, which I have. I have like 1,000 of those legal pads beside my bed, and I love them. They're my little go-to journals. And I started to write and write and write, maybe I would say 3 years ago. Just little tidbits of things.
Yeah.
And then one thing takes off,
Yeah.
and another thing. But then we hit these obstacles.
Exactly.
And the obstacles are supposed to strengthen us and help us move forward. But I viewed them as it was my own insecurities. I was like, oh, I don't know, maybe this isn't for me, maybe it's too much, maybe, but that's okay.
Exactly.
That's the setbacks.
Yep.
We talked about that a few minutes ago too. Why do I only have one client in this particular segment of the project that I'm working on, but several in here? Does that mean I'm not good at this? And then, that's my ego, right? So my ego is telling me, well, maybe this isn't for you. Maybe you're not supposed to be in that field. And I almost had to talk to myself and
Yeah.
say, this isn't true.
No, exactly. I think those obstacles come at us so much. And like you said, the insecurities are a major obstacle, whether that's your own personal worry. I believe, and this kind of gives me more added confidence to pursue something. If you take a step for something, if you can just gain the confidence to take that first step, whether it is writing something down, I believe that there will always be a wall that is trying to stop you, or a little, bump in the road that tries to knock you off course. Because when you can take a step for what has been placed inside you, whether it's your gift, your dream, your idea, your goal, whatever it is, whatever you want to call it, I think that you're tested to make sure it can happen. So those obstacles that come your way are going to try and knock you off your feet, because I think, the world, God, the universe, whatever you want to call it, wants to see if you can handle it.
Right.
So if you can handle it, you say, all right, I'm not fading away.
Yeah.
I'm doing this.
Still doing this, even though
yeah.
it's at a snail's pace.
Exactly.
We talked about. Yeah.
If you don't let your insecurities take you down, you continue to take those steps. Literally, I think the world can be yours.
Yeah.
Because nothing can stop you. But if you gotta view it in that every time something comes your way, I may get tripped up, but I'm not quitting.
Yeah.
That's when the next step can happen. And the next step can happen because you're not giving up.
Right. So in one of so you and we talked about, we were doing the Dr. Joe Dispenza's meditations, and I've been really heavily doing them because it's been working with these projects that I'm working on for the Mindfulness project. So I've been doing them at least one a day.
Nice.
And some of them, we talked about this in our last video, that some of them are like 38 minutes long, some are 18. I mean, you have to like carve out some time.
Oh yeah, definitely.
And not lay on your couch and take a nap, to actually listen to the tones and the voices and the message.
Definitely.
So one of them, I think it was the 18-minute one, it's one of my favorites, and it's his voice, because there's a woman that does a fantastic one too. She's from England and she's amazing. But the 18-minute video, at the end of, he talks about you're breathing in through the nose and out through the mouth, and then he talks about focusing on between your eyes and the space in the room, and the space between your collarbone, the space, all this stuff, and you're just focusing on these body parts so your mind doesn't wander.
Yeah.
Because the beauty of him focusing on the body parts is so you'll actually think of that body part, and you won't go into monkey brain. At the end, the message was so the gift is that it has already happened.
Okay.
And I love that. After you listen to this meditation, you get, when he says that in such a calm, you're in this trance, and you're supposed to treat these meditations where you foresee that seed you planted.
Yeah.
And so whatever it is has already happened.
Exactly.
I love that.
Yeah.
Because I started to see certain things play out.
Yeah.
And we sometimes don't even trust our own intuition.
Yeah.
And intuition is huge. That's how you navigate through life.
Exactly.
That's how you keep yourself safe, and
Yeah.
that's how we know right from wrong. You're supposed to get that little ping if something feels off. And some of us turn our cheeks and don't want to listen to that.
No, exactly.
Feel that feeling, or listen to that feeling, or
Yeah.
understand that. So anyways, so I love that meditation, because he says, so when you're manifesting, you need to see that.
Yeah.
It's like a camera in your head. You see the movie, and it's from the start, and then all this stuff happens, and you may even see an obstacle in your mind, but you know that you're strong enough to jump over that hurdle and continue on whatever is your life's your whatever's purposeful to you.
Exactly. No, I think that's incredibly truthful and powerful, because Dr. Joe Dispenza does say that, and it's in a lot of different cultures in the world.
Yeah.
Because I read that before I even knew who Dr. Joe Dispenza was. I knew what meditation was. I read that in the Bible, because your faith is acted upon when you believe you've already received what you've prayed for. So if you're praying for something, you got to believe that it's yours, and that's when God honors it. And so that's where my faith comes into play. So after I read that way back when, and then I started doing these meditations, and I really understood what gratitude was, where you're able to be so thankful for what you're meditating about, what you're praying about, whatever it may be, that's when you can receive it. But again, the way of the world, the way of the universe, the way of life in general, nothing will be handed to you on a silver platter. So that's where the hurdles come in. So when you're given, or you're meditating, praying, whatever it is for you specifically, you will receive that. But can you handle it when the obstacles come to get there? So if you're meditating, praying for money, whatever it is, can you handle the amount of money that you have now? Be thankful for the amount of money that you have now. Have all that gratitude you need for the money you have now. Because if you can, and you're willing to give rather than receive, that's when it's given unto you.
Yeah, I wanted to touch on that today. We weren't going to touch on the money topic, but I
Yeah.
think it's a good point. We can just talk about it for a second, because when I'm around a lot of these people that I'm coaching, I hear a lot of terminology. I hear a lot of lack in their voice, and you could feel their energy, like, I don't have, and I wish I had. I wish I had a lot of money. That wishing, that hoping, you're almost begging to the universe, and it's not going to happen.
Yeah.
You have to get out of that begging mode of please, 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 I just need a ton of money and everything's going to be, that's not how we manifest. The proper manifestation through all these motivational speakers that I listen to, and it does work. Proper manifestation is, I am so grateful for the money that I have now. I'm able to pay my bills. I have a roof over my head. I do eat and I drink and I have clothes and my kids do go to the movies, and do I need more? Then manifest it properly. Don't come from a place of lack.
Yeah.
I'm grateful that all my bills are paid. I'm actually grateful for the services that, I have oil and I have heat and I have, people fixing my house or whatever.
Yeah.
So when you start to show gratitude, I was just looking at this, take each day with a grateful heart. I just saw that a minute ago. So take a step back and be grateful for what you have. The more you beg and the more you say, I can't because I just don't have that. Coming from that place of lack is just going to hinder.
Oh, exactly.
And you're
that
afraid to have
more
money.
obstacles
Yes.
for you.
Yeah.
Now, on that obstacle idea, because I think that falls in line with everything you just said, and you kind of mentioned earlier with your own journal. What is a tool that you use when the obstacles come? Because I think as much as journaling is yours and writing it down is your key, there's so many tools out there.
Oh, there are more.
And I think it goes for every specific person.
Yeah.
So journaling can be yours.
Yes.
A tool in your toolbox to just help you get through these obstacles. Mine could be journaling. Mine could be the gym. That's where I can just focus. I can do something. I can be a library.
Because you can manifest in the gym. That's a great tool. Yeah, that's a great way.
I think it's where your mind can start to activate is where you overcome those obstacles. So you grab a pen and paper.
Right.
Your mind is moving.
Right.
Heck, your spirit's moving in that.
Yes.
And when you're doing that, and I'm in the gym, I'm not in there blasting like rock music, just metal music, whatever it is to get in the mood like some people do.
Yeah.
I'm sitting there, I'm thinking.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, oh, you can get away. But I'm like, I'm focused.
Yeah.
That's where I can really understand what I'm dealing with.
That's your thing.
Yeah.
Right. Or you can I listen to the YouTube videos at the gym too.
Exactly.
And I'm like, oh, this guy just fired me up, or this girl has a message, and I get so excited. So you were saying what tools, the two tools in my toolbox, I would say would be the journaling.
Yep.
3 actually. I do listen to the videos constantly 7 days a week because they fire me up, especially if I'm not having a good day. And then the third would be I am so on the bandwagon of all these neuroscientists that you and I talk about, the meditation.
Yeah.
It's such a like a key word, like manifestation, meditation, and all these new words. These are proven facts. They actually work. Yeah. And the whole meditation has completely changed my life.
Yeah.
To a better, calmer, more creative. I feel more creative after I meditate. Because you open up that third eye chakra and pineal glands, and all that good stuff starts to open. And then you're like, sometimes you do it like late in the day, or if you're really tired, but you can't fall asleep. You actually have to finish the whole meditation. I feel like I come up with like at least a new idea.
Yeah.
A way to change something or fix something or feel good.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, no, I think that's awesome. But that I want to put out there to you guys, because if you're facing an obstacle and you may be searching around for something, like you got an entire toolbox in your own, or whether you can take Andrea's tools, heck, use my tools and use them, but you got to use them to start. And so if you're facing an obstacle, I don't know what to do, heck, you can be on step 1, heck, you can be on step 10.
Yes. There
will be obstacles, like we keep reiterating, but you have everything you need here and now to overcome it.
Yeah.
You just got to think that way and believe that way. I think that's where your faith is acted upon. But I want to bring it back to something we kind of started with, Andrea, where build it and they will come in a non-materialistic way.
Right.
Because like I said earlier, I think it's so important for this message that it's looked at from a materialistic standpoint, whether it is in the Bible with the stories or whether you look at it from your own standpoint with what you're pursuing now. There is such a need because there is such a lack in the world of growing yourself.
Yes.
And that's why we do these videos. That's why, you pursue so much on YouTube, because there's so much out there to grow yourself. And from your own example that you kind of mentioned on real briefly, from a parental standpoint. And so me getting to work with so many kids out in Brockton, Massachusetts, and helping these kids with families, the whole 9 yards, and kind of get back on the right track, you start to really see that there is a lack from a parental standpoint of how to help your kids in the right way. So I'm able to get brought in to help mentor these kids and what they've been lacking and help them really try to see what decisions they should be making, how can you get their life back on the right track. But because of that lack of support in some ways, the kids miss out on it. And so bring it back to if you build it and they will come. If you can just start in whatever way to grow yourself, to build yourself, whether that's you're someone who is very insecure and you have no confidence. I can't say you have no confidence. I truly believe you got all the confidence you need. Even if you bury it down, you've never even looked at it before, it's in there. You just got to step out and walk into it. You got to take that first step into who you want to be, your new identity, to see that identity walk out every single day. So grow yourself, others will follow. As you build it, they will come.
And it's also that's true. Tying into that is also being self-aware.
Yeah.
Being self-aware, knowing your downfalls, your pitfalls.
Mm-hmm.
I have mine. I'm clear that I have mine, and I'm not afraid to admit that. I go into my past in my brain. I wasn't supported. I wasn't this. Lack of foundation. Okay, so I get it. So I don't want to be that way.
Yeah.
I don't want my kids to be that way, and I want to speak to my kids with conviction. And you have a game tomorrow. You got this.
Yeah.
You'll do fine.
Exactly.
Sometimes they look at me and I'm like, oh, she's always saying these positive messages. She's crazy or she's a quack, because my kids are little.
Yeah.
But even anybody that I'm coaching or training, like, you need to go to a place where you're self-aware.
Yeah.
Like, I know my pitfalls. I know what pushes me back.
Yeah.
I'm aware of that. So we all know things that trigger us or set us back. So be aware, write it down.
Exactly.
Like, get a pen and paper and write down, I'm not my past.
Yeah.
And be careful. And that's a huge message that I want to put out there today, is be careful what you say. Stop living in a place of lack. I can't do that because I don't have the means, or he or she is an obstacle in my life and I can't get around that, and I'm not going to do that because he's always in the way. That's you're living in lack.
Yep.
You're allowing that. I'm not saying it's going to be easy.
Yeah.
Maybe there is somebody in your life that bothers you or triggers you, and they're an obstacle. Absolutely, but stop thinking about that obstacle. Go walk your line and see what happens.
Exactly.
Plant the seed.
No, exactly.
Set the tone.
Yeah, and I think you hit the nail on the head too when you said, you mentioned your past, and it's like you can't create a bright future when you're operating out of your past. And so I think that goes hand in hand with what you just said, because when you're trying to grow yourself, become self-aware, create a new identity for that matter that you want to walk into, if you're constantly operating out of the habits and patterns of your past, how will you ever create a future? If you're constantly looking at your past, creating your past, what if you're constantly recycling through these same patterns, habits, how can you expect to do something new? But the second you can step out, build it, they will come, grow yourself, others will follow. When you can step out into who you are, becoming self-aware of your pitfalls and walking around those pitfalls to become who you are, that's when your new identity, the confident you, the powerful you, the empowered you, is the one that starts to walk confidently throughout the world, living in a bright future that they're pursuing, not from the past that they're trying to get away from. But that's something we all have to come to.
I remember as a kid, I'm not sure if it was my mom or my dad, but they were on the same, they lived in fear of, oh my God, we got to do this, we got to pay for that. And everything was like, instead of like, I'm grateful for what we have.
Yeah.
They were grateful, but everything was, they lived in lack mentality. And I remember as a kid, I suggested something. Maybe I wanted to move to New York, or where I wanted to go to college. It was something big at the time.
Yeah.
And I remember the response was, instead of them pondering it, the response was, that's going to be really hard on you.
Yeah.
And it was so traumatic as a phrase for a young child to hear that, or preteen or whatever. I don't remember how well, but it stuck in my head now. I'm in my 40s, and I remember them saying, that's going to be really, I don't know, that's going to be really hard. It's like, I couldn't imagine saying that to one of my kids unless it was something unsafe. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But that's going to be really hard. Well, that to me set the tone for everything.
Yeah.
You know, moving to New York at 19 and doing all these things that I love so much, because you can't tell somebody they can't do something.
Exactly.
And that fired me up to want it more.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. It really shows that despite your parents not believing you to making that change, you believe so much in yourself that you could do it that it didn't matter.
It didn't matter.
But I think the coolest message there is, Andrea believes in her kids tremendously. She's recreating the new cycle because that cycle ended with her to create a new one. So think about how much ability you had to believe in yourself to get to the standpoint you are now, having your own business and everything.
Yeah.
When you didn't necessarily have the parental belief. What would happen if you believed in your kids and they believed in themselves? That would just catapult them
It would just
forward.
catapult, yes.
Exactly.
Great word, yeah.
And
it would just go forward.
Yeah, I want to put that to you guys, because if you are someone with kids, heck, if it's just someone that works with kids, you could be the person that believes in them to get them to that level, to understand they can believe themselves.
Right.
And where would that take them?
Yeah.
Because it's becoming a lack in
Anything
the world.
can be manifested. Anything.
Oh, yeah.
A relationship, or somebody that you know that doesn't like you, that can even be changed. Not for an ego standpoint. That's not what I mean. Like, I don't know, you have friction, or you're not getting along with somebody, or somebody doesn't have your viewpoint. You can manifest. This is the cool thing about the whole neuroscience and all the stuff that Bruce Lipton and Dr. Joe Dispenza have put out there to the world, that you can absolutely manifest a better, more harmonious relationship with somebody, instead of saying, oh, I can't, he doesn't like my views, he doesn't like me, he hates me. That you're putting, that's all lack. That all comes from fear and lack, and I love that. I love all that self-awareness, and fix yourself and change yourself and move forward, and I guarantee it might not be perfect, but things will start to shift in a more harmonious manner.
Oh, exactly. I think that's a good closing point.
Yeah.
Right there.
There you go.
Yeah.
So be careful what you say.
Yeah, no, seriously. But you guys, this message packed a whole lot into an incredible 20 minutes. But guys, if you build it, they will come. Don't overlook that saying that, it's in the Bible, but don't overlook it, 'cause that has so much merit to it when you take it into your own life. I think that's what we're supposed to do. It's not just supposed to be a story. And, okay, it's supposed to be a story, but it's meant to help you with the story of your life. So if you build it, they will come.
Love it.
You got to take a starting step, whatever it is for you. There will be obstacles that come your way. There will be worries. There will be insecurities. But it's when you can step into those that they don't attack you as much anymore, because you found your own newfound strength. And when you can grow yourself, others will follow in your footsteps to get to where they need to be. Mm-hmm. So your entire life could be a testament to what you overcame to become who you're supposed to be. But that's today's message. Andrea, thank you so much for being here.
Great.
Guys, like this message. Share this message. If this impacted you in some way, or if it could impact someone that you know in some way, or who just needs this right now. And make sure you hit that subscribe button. And guys, comment below if there's any questions you have about anything we mentioned, or anything that you need more clarification on for this video, for any video that's up there on YouTube. Go for it, and we'll do our best to get there right for you. See you guys.
Thanks.
I've been around and doing it, but now it's my time to shine and start proving it. I'm losing it, I'm moving it. The city is where I'm made, Bostonian flow, I kick it back there.